The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
We're back at Golden Isle Speedway, and this is the Veland Winter Nationals from Golden Isle Speedway. Another picture-perfect day here in Southeast Georgia with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. $10,000 points on the line tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Bragging rights and the chance to upstage what we did here last night. I am Ben Shelton, and I am joined by the Hall of Famer, James Essex. James, the race last night, it was one for the ages here at Golden Isles.
It's hot today, isn't it?
It's warm. It's nice. I mean, we're not going to complain about it.
Usually we're here in January or early February, so it's beautiful today. But yeah, and they've done a great job on this racetrack. I mean, you can run 3, maybe 4 wide here last night. They've done a little bit reconfiguration, brought in the tires last night, and they put on a heck of a show. Even though Jonathan Davenport's going to lead all the way in the feature, he started 5th in his heat, remember, to have to get the pole, but racing throughout the field. On the 3rd time this year, no caution flags.
First 2 heats last night, one from 4th. And yeah, JD won last night. Did not begin to tell the story of what we saw last night. Hudson was coming in a hurry at the end. Hey, we got 40 drivers signed in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competition today. Let's take a look at the Denago Power Sports race info for today's event. And yeah, it's going to be a jammed up show. Of course, we'll start with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Then we'll head into All-Star Performance Qualifying. 4 Simpson Race Products heat races, 8 laps apiece, 10 lap B mains, 2 of those. And tonight, because provisionals are in play, we'll take 4 out of the heats, we'll take 3 out of the B mains, and the 40 lap, $10,000 to win Veland main event tonight. And hey, technically a year ago, Tyler Bruning was your winner. Mother Nature played some games with us last year. We got 1 event in, so Tyler won the only event here last year. So de facto, the defending champion, but I'm actually going to say there is not a defending champion of tonight's event. We're going to start fresh, and we're going to go after it. And again, it is a picture-perfect day. We'll talk about the weather in a little bit. You see the look high atop the racetrack. Let's take a look at the FloRacing track facts. We're in Waynesville, Georgia, James.
Yep.
We're about 15 minutes outside of Brunswick, Georgia, off to the west.
Just off I-95.
That's right. Track opened in 1967, a 4/10 mile. I think it's been reconfigured about 87 different times. Every time I come here, it's a different configuration. Progressive banked surface, and that top, boy, she is really progressive banked, and we saw some heat race action that really showcased just how good the top of this racetrack is.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I mean, an impressive day here today, as you mentioned, 40 cars. And Davenport, as you said last night, first win here since 2016. That's hard to believe, right? So that was his 5th career victory here. Everybody was betting on Brandon Overton, right? Because he has 5 wins heading in tonight, but last night. But man, what a show that was last night, and I'm looking forward to 3 nights. But we get back to serious business with points here tonight. So everybody's going to be, and everybody running gun ho last night. So, but there's a lot of late breaking news, as we'd say, right?
There's a lot. There's not practice. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. We're not talking about practice, we're talking about points, and we're talking about Dustin Jarrett, my twin. We switched tonight. Dustin's in the infield. I'm up top. We're going to head down now to Dustin Jarrett in turn 3.
Hey, guys. It's great to be down here. First time I've fit reported all year. I feel a little rusty down here. I don't know. I did. Ben, you will be happy to know, though, that I found the highest spot I think I could possibly find to stand on down here to do a little pit reporting and do this open. You guys started to talk about it, but I want to touch on it as well. Listen, I'm also not a pull my phone out and read my notes kind of guy, okay? But we had so many driver swaps. It was like musical race cars in the pit area earlier today. So I had to pull my phone out and pull up this graphic that producer Tiffany is showing you on the screen right now to talk about the driver swaps that we've had that I think a lot of folks have already seen on social media. First things first, Corey Hedgecock, he is out of the Billy Hicks Racing 79. Those two, Hicks and Hedgecock, they parted ways after last night before the racing program here today. So Hedgecock out of the 79. For the time being, at least the rest of this weekend, it's going to be Donald McIntosh in the 79. A lot of folks have asked, is that a permanent move? That's to be determined at this time. But we know for at least this weekend, Donald McIntosh, who was the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year 1 year ago in that car, he's back in the Hicks Racing 79. So Corey Hedgecock will be in the Bruce Kane Racing 15K. Now, again, that's a temporary move just for this weekend. What's Corey Hedgecock's future plans? Well, that's also to be determined. I got a suspicion we might see him behind the wheel of the family-owned 23 for the rest of the season. That's just a hunch, no inside information there. We'll see how things play out. One other driver swap, the 16, Tyler Bruning. Bruning, of course, it was well documented on both Dirt on Dirt and FloRacing, guys, that Tyler Bruning was having a little bit of a medical issue after that hard hit at Ocala. After racing last night, I talked to his crew chief, Zeb Hawkesvik. Zeb said he wasn't feeling great. He stayed in the hauler last night. When he went outside in the sunlight today, he is feeling a little bit of vertigo, a little woozy, so to speak. So he removed himself from his father, Greg Bruning's number 16. Cody Overton is stepping out of his number 97, and he's going to be in the Bruning number 16 at least for tonight. Again, whenever talking to Zeb Hawkesvik earlier, Zeb said right now it's day by day. We'll see how Tyler Bruning feels tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So, guys, good luck keeping up with all that. For those of you at home, we'll give you a minute to jot all that down and try to memorize it as we go into our first set of commercial breaks here this evening. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Thursday night portion of the Veland Winter Nationals live here on FloRacing.
fine. Crown Vics love you.
Welcome back to Golden Isle Speedway, the Veland Winter Nationals, as we continue here in 2 of 4 nights here at Golden Isle Speedway in Waynesville, Georgia. $10,000 up for grabs tonight. Over $215,000, James, over the course of 4 nights here. And boy, I tell you what, we cannot ask for much better weather. As you look at high atop the oval, the fans are starting to make their way into the facility. Let's take a look at the Lucas Oil weather. 73 degrees, scattered clouds. They've scattered so far, I can't even see them, James.
It's warmer
They're trying
than
to get away
that.
from each other.
We've got a high pressure system over
That's
here.
right. 73 degrees, scattered clouds, 7-mile-per-hour winds. And I would argue that the clouds are fewer and the wind is higher. But hey, you know what? Either way, we're racing tonight. Brandon Shepard had us worried last night. He was talking about weather in the area. Come on, Sheppy. We're looking good.
It's going to be 80s the next couple of days.
I tell you what else is looking good. This battle, the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by ARP. Tiffany, let's take a look at this points battle. And again, it's 9 points tonight, technically 8 because we lost last Friday at Ocala Speedway. 8 events down here, your best 5 count. And right now it's 2023 Series champion Hudson O'Neal. He's got a 50-point advantage over defending Series champion Devin Moran. And James, what a difference a year makes for Brandon Overton in third.
No doubt about it, Ben. And another thing, too, they start throwing out the worst finishes here tonight. So Hudson O'Neal, he's got to throw out a 5th. He's been running pretty good. Shepard's got an 18th he needs to throw out. Moran's got a 7th.
And how about Clay Harris, man? Talk about the difference a year can make. Clay Harris currently 5th in points. Kyle Bronson, he loves this place. 6th in the standings. Tied for 5th in Carson Ferguson. Ricky Thornton Jr. We'll see if Thornton can make up ground tonight. He was last night's All-Star Performance Fast qualifier. Then former Series Rookie of the Year Max Blair. And James, you talked about it. Dan Ebert. Man, I tell you what, coming around to these facilities for a second time here in 2026, it's made a difference so far.
Max Blair wanted to last night to count points. Friday was the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger, 12th to 5th. Have we reached the transfer portal in racing, dirt track racing, after today?
I mean, I think
the night's not over yet.
Arbitration and free agency is real, my friend. I tell you what, let's take a look at the upcoming Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series schedule. You see cars starting to line up over in the staging lanes. And, of course, tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, Golden Isle Speedway here, the Veland Winter Nationals. If you can't be out here tonight, come out Friday and Saturday, complete shows every night. And then a couple of weeks off, and then it's up to Atomic Speedway, the Buckeye Spring 50, Brownstown Speedway, Jim Price's Playground of Power, the Indiana Icebreaker, March 28th. And James, then it's time to head off to the West Coast. And how about Georgetown Speedway? We'll see Ken Adams and the gang, but Babs Motor Speedway on schedule. That's an exciting one for April 25th.
Maybe Kyle Busch should join me again as a color commentator, right? Babs Motor Speedway, the first time ever. Then, of course, the legendary Hagerstown Speedway. And then we're back in the great state of Indiana, Circle City Raceway in Indianapolis, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. That's Friday, May the 1st, Ben. And in the King House of Power, the Ralph Latham Memorial on May the 2nd at Florence Speedway. And then we go to Illinois Speed Week.
Let's go.
You've got FloRacing Night in America the first 3 nights, and in the Lucas Oil Series, Farmer City and Fairbury. Had a great weather forecast last year, didn't we? And it was spectacular, and we look for the same here again. And just a great schedule. If you want to know more, go to lucasdirt.com.
Dial it up, lucasdirt.com. We're dialing up track prep. We're getting everybody into position, moments away from Dirt Draft Hot Laps. We're going to step aside, thank some sponsors. When we come back, we grow closer. Veland Winter Nationals Round 2 from here at Golden Isles. We'll be right back.
ARP manufactures the ultimate fasteners from the best raw materials using cold forged technology. Family owned and made in the USA. Quality always comes first. For whatever extreme category you're in, it's always ARP-bolts.com.
The new Dirt Draft app, faster, sharper, built to win. New lock windows and predictive contests. More ways to play, more ways to win. Lock in your drivers, watch the action, and become a fantasy champion. Every lap, every restart, every last lap slide job that moves you up the leaderboard. The green flag just dropped on the all-new Dirt Draft. Download it now at dirtdraft.com. Draft your team and get in the race.
Impact Race Gear is your source for custom race shirts. We are certain that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at impactracegear.com to learn more and start your order today.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by Veland, the official aluminum supplier of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, presented by FloRacing. Big River Still, the best of mini mill innovation, and Sunoco Race Fuel for the street. Oh, these great marketing partners, these great fans, and great racers. James, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Dirt Draft Hot Laps underway, and Garrett Smith mashing the loud pedal to the top of the leaderboard. But on your screen, 93rd career win last night, James, Jonathan Davenport.
49 car of Blairsville, Georgia. Also in this group, there's the 111, the Hooker Trucking Hard Charger last night, Max Blair out of Centerville, PA. Back in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, there's the youngster, Dallin Murdy. He out of Skyline Motorsports car to Chelsea, Iowa. Also in this group will be the 10 car. There he is, for, as you mentioned, former dirt track world champion, the world's famous Cadillac Ranch in the Mossy Pond entry. That is Garrett Smith. Garrett Smith, he comes to us out of Madison, Georgia. Also on the track, the 5W out of Middleburg, Florida, the Magic Man, Mark Whitener.
He was fastest, James.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's been fast ever since he was at Alltech. You also have the 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware, Ross Robinson, and the 16 car driving tonight, and that is driven by Cody Overton. Cody Overton subbing in for Tyler Bruni tonight. Well, there's the 15K. There's one of the driver changes that Dustin mentioned driving tonight. That'll be Corey Hedgecock. Corey Hedgecock in the 15K for Bruce Kane Racing. He is out of Loudon, Tennessee, as we are in Group 2 of Hot Laps. There's the 11 car, the James Ratliff entry out of Crittenden, Kentucky. That is Josh Rice. Josh Rice in car 11, Ben.
Yeah, and behind him in car 9, a driver coming around to a lot of tracks for the second time in his career here in 2026. That's Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana. The Longhorn Factory Team Dust Pods, Willow Ranch Wagyu Cornet powered Longhorn for Michael Leach. One win on the year, his first ever super late model win, and it came at Volusia Speedway Park. And behind him in the 19M, Brendan Smith, the J. Dickens powered Rocket XR1, the JCM Motorsports, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Big Daddy's Cattle, Mercantile by Miller, 19M for Brendan Smith.
Behind him, the Valvoline Rocket 1, Soybeard Calf Ranch's entry, Durham Ford under the hood. That is Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard running full-time again this year at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, 5-time Outlaw champion out of New Berlin, Illinois. And also on the track in turn 1 will be the 22 car, the Hilsebeck Farms entry, Ben. That is Daniel Hilsebeck, second in last year's Rookie of the Year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year standings. He is out of Earlham, Iowa, 122.
How about one more? Ricky Thornton Jr., 2024 Series champion. The Elite Ready Mix Knights Companies, Bill Stein, Hoker Trucking, Cornet powered Longhorn for Ricky Thornton Jr. 5 wins on the year, 4 of those in a modified, and the 1 late model win, well, that came with Adam Family Motorsports out at the Wild West Shootout. He was last year's All-Star Performance Fast qualifier. The 15K, we talked about it. Corey Hedgecock in that race car tonight. It has been silly season in early March here at Golden Isles, James.
Cody Overton was in that car at Ocala, and Hedgecock in it for tonight. We'll see how the rest of the weekend goes. As Dustin mentioned, there's the 9 car, Michael Leach, but quickest in that group, 15.7852. That is Brandon Shep. Now, Ricky Thornton Jr. 15.7200. The quickest in that group. Ricky Thornton Jr., your All-Star Performance Fast qualifier, 1 night ago. Comes in tonight, 8th in the points, Dustin and Ben, right?
Yep.
We'll get you. Still looking for our with Anthony Burrows. Next group, 555. They got her fixed from last night. The Bam. That is Brock Pinkerus. Brock Pinkerus. Russ King turning the wrenches on the Paul Pinkerus entry out of Ellenville, New York in the 555 car for the teenager. In group number 3, coming up after Bam Bam will be the 6 car. Peanuts and Green, right?
That's
right. It's working out well for him right now, 5th in the points. That is Clay Harris. Clay Harris comes to us out of Jupiter, Florida.
Yep. There's the
That's sharp. That's
Longhorn
still
race
sharp.
car.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Riggs Fiber, Budweiser, Garntos Southern, Clements Power Entry, Brandon Overton. 4 wins on the year, 3rd in the series standings in car 76. And hey, welcome to the V1 Winter Nationals. How about Ethan Dotson in the 74X out of Bakersfield, California? 1 win on the year, came with the Wild West Shootout. Currently 8th in the World of Outlaw standings. The ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, Taco Johns. I'm all about that. Clements Power Longhorn for Ethan Dotson in the 74X.
There's the EDE car, the second-generation driver. That is Petey's son. That is Trent Ivey. Trent Ivey out of Union, South Carolina. In car number 88, that is a train chassis, Vic Hill Power Plant and Hood for Brian Ridgway, the car owner. Brian Nuttall owns the 16 car, driven by the veteran Ross Bales. Ross Bales out of Clover, South Carolina. He'll be doing double duty here tomorrow night. He'll be in the 604 for John Pursley here tonight. So John Pursley's son, John Marshall Pursley, running a 602 here tonight.
Well,
as you see issues on Bam Bam's car.
Well, Dustin Jarrett, we saw last night, we saw Bam Bam, Brock Pinkers have a hard contact with a turn 3 wall, and now that car not wanting to fire.
Yeah, and you know, right when he pulled out on the racetrack, he only made it about a half lap there, guys. He pulled out in turn 2, and he immediately slowed down here in the All Makes Collision service area, and he actually signaled me for a push, and I was like, man,
nope,
you ain't going to get too far with me pushing that race car. So series director Rick Schwally went over. He got the attention of the track crew. Don't know what the issue is on the 555, but man, what a rough start to his Veland Winter Nationals here at Golden Isles.
Delaware, New York driver. DJ, last night you were up top. Tonight you're down low. Man, I tell you what, you talked about the top side of this racetrack. It is really fun from the announcer's booth, but down low, I want you to update throughout the night on what you see on this high groove.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, we're only, one hot lap session in here so far, right? Or 2 with Dirt Draft hot laps, but you can already see, number 1, a very similar groove being taken by these guys coming off corner number 4. But number 2, again, I know we're a little early here, Ben and James, but dare I say maybe just a little bit more moisture in the racetrack. I don't know it's because of more water they put on it, more so that they waited just a little bit later to start Dirt Draft hot laps here tonight.
Yeah, and that was a call. It's supposed to be 5:30 all week. James, I saw that down trackside. DJ sees it tonight. Once that sun gets off the racetrack, prep later in the night, and you cannot argue with the results last night from the feature event, as Brandon Overton pointing out some debris on the racetrack. But you can't argue with last night's results, James, as we were highly entertained.
Well, Earl Pearson Jr., I mean, this has been basically his home track, right? Former winner here as well. And he's been helping with the track prep. And he moved the tires out last night, right?
He told me, he said, you know what, we're not going to push them out. I'm going to trust the drivers. And then after the heats, he said, I don't trust the drivers. I'm pushing them out.
Well,
DJ, down to you.
To be fair, and I can't remember who it was, we did have one driver spin and help push a tire out down in turns 1 and 2.
You know, it's a team project, DJ. It really is. DJ, you've been coming here for a lot of years, too. How about the weather that we've been granted with the V1 Winter Nationals this year at Golden Isles?
Chamber of Commerce, my friend.
Day
Chamber
after
of
day.
Commerce day down here, absolutely. Anytime you can go to a racetrack in the first quarter of the year, especially this time of year, right, early March, and stand outside in a t-shirt and shorts like a lot of fans are, or short sleeve shirt, man, at about 6:15 in the evening, that is a big win, and I'll take that anytime I can get it.
It is gorgeous. And this DJ James, this is both because we're about to go green. Have you ever seen this many car changes for drivers at Speedweeks, James? I'm gonna throw it at you first.
No.
Never.
I don't, not in one day, right?
Right.
It's silly season, 365. Usually we see maybe crew chiefs kind of musical chairs, but not this many drivers. And, you know, you're talking about Corey Hitchcock wanted to run for O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. How's that going to affect him?
Well, I mean, you got points with the car owner and the driver, right? So, we'll see how it goes. But either way, man, white flag out on this set of Dirt Draft hot laps. Get your Dirt Draft lineups if you haven't already. Man, Clay Harris coming around again. These guys have been here a couple of days. We're not gonna burn the racetrack in with hot laps as these guys go green, white, checkered. Brandon Overton 15.621 in this set. Rob Penrod in the flag stand. That's Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag waves. And right now, Overton fastest lap in this set of Dirt Draft hot laps. I gotta get my Dirt Draft lineup in, so somebody's got to be last. Might as well be me, James.
I guess we got a guest race car engineering pace truck driver. Did you hear about that?
And I did not. Who is it?
The $1 Million Man. The original $1 Million.
The original Donnie. It's
Oh,
Donnie,
my.
Donnie Moran. All right.
my.
DJ, if you don't end up in that pace truck with Donnie, you have failed tonight, buddy.
I'm glad that James clarified which $1 Million Man it was, because
There's a few.
there were a lot of drivers in the pit area that were about to get real excited when they thought Jonathan Davenport was driving the pace truck tonight.
I love that, DJ. Well, next set of cars make their way out. They're led by Hudson O'Neal, the 2023 champion out of Martinsville, Indiana. Fourth in the series points last year. Currently your Midwest Sheet Metal point leader. 7 wins on the year overall. He's got a couple of Lucas Oil wins. That's SI Motorsports, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding, Subsurface of Indiana, 71 car. And riding behind him in car 60, year 2 on the tour, Dan's racing Durham-powered Rocket XR1, currently 10th in the series standings. The 40B of Kyle Bronson, and he comes to us out of Brandon, Florida, currently 6th in the series standings. Welcome back to the tour, Kyle Bronson, 5-time series winner, the LTX Home Builders, Race Car Engineering, Boswell Oil, Atomic Music Group, Allgaier Performance, 40B for the killer Kyle Bronson.
Also, new shirts available.
Get them. Get your hot dog stand down there.
Get your hot dog stand. Talked to Wayne Hammond earlier. Okay, there's the 14 car in that Longhorn. That'll be Trey Mills, the Mills Concrete entry out of St. Augustine, Florida. The teenager. Back with the style. A little bit of difficulty last night, but they got it ironed out here tonight. There's the 81F car, the Riggs Motorsports Riggs Fiber entry. That'll be Jaden Frame out of Winchester, Tennessee. And there's the People's Champ, Dan.
Now, the People's Champ is Dave Darland.
Well, I know that.
That's Freddie,
I know
man.
that.
That's
I know that. I'm aware of that. Dave's retired now, so we got to pass the torch on. Freddie's the late model People's Champ. Okay.
Okay, fair.
Who did you think was the People's Champ for late model?
Well, I mean, I feel like a nickname can ride with one driver across all divisions. Benji Hicks out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. He knows. In the 55, the BHR Fabrication, TNK Enterprise, Coleman Farms Racing. James, I hear we've got 2 onboards and they're both in this set. Do you want to see which cars they're in to see if we can guess it? Tiffany, cue up number 1. Let's see who we got. I got a feeling, and at least one of them. I think that's going to be Huddy. Yeah, it's Huddy. Hudson O'Neal in car 71. He rolls off into turn 1. Tiffany, who else have we got? Show it to me. The suspense is killing me. Lay it on me. Here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, onboard camera number 2. How about Dan Ebert? James, is this the night? Does he become the 95th different driver to win a Lucas Oil feature?
I told him he's fast. He's been fast all speed weeks here, so see what he can do. You mentioned 10th in the points. Good start for him. And it's a tough competition. Again, Hudson O'Neal comes in as the point leader. Then Devin Moran, Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard, Clay Harris. So again, starting tonight, they can throw out their worst finish, and it's going to be 8. As to whether I'm going to predict it, we're going to get all the rest of them in, right? We're going to get 8 of them in here that are going to count towards points. Best out 5. And you see Jaden Frame there is Hudson O'Neal, the winningest driver in dirt late model racing, held on his number 1 spot on the dirtondirt.com. That's a fun thing. People make a big deal about some of that. It's a fun thing for the fans and the drivers get a kick out of it.
And the drivers care.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a college football or basketball poll, right? So
how about Turbo there on the screen? The best performance motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, Clements Powered Rocket. Got Clements Powered back in this week. Turbo currently 4th in the World of Outlaw standings. There's, hey, I'm going to call him Fast Freddy. You call him the People's Champ. Freddie Carpenter, the Gates Trucking.
Fastest
Witt's
ponytail.
Mobile Home Movers, Littertown Ford, Fights Farm, Vic Hill Powered Kryptonite, and you see on your screen the 14 car Trey Mills. Man, his night really came to an end before he got started last night. He'll look for better luck tonight. We're running out there with Rookie of the Year for the Outlaws this year, but
he's tonight 21604 late models with us. So Benji Hicks did not get a lap in here as he is parked in the infield down by Victory Lane in the 55. Made the show here last night, the double nickel chassis.
He sits down there and the freedom isn't free, and neither is good luck when it comes in this sport. It's not free either. So Benji Hicks will be in the next group. Yeah.
Well, now Billy's his uncle. Is Billy his uncle?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Well, if Billy runs out of drivers, he could.
Okay.
He could go to.
Well, I mean, Ross Bales is in the pit area. I mean,
Ross Bales.
Yeah. You know what?
I think McIntosh will be fine.
It's cool to see McIntosh back with us.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes these combos don't work, and Corey and Billy didn't work, and McIntosh may go down and lay down a top 10 tonight. Corey may have a top 10 in the Bruce Kane car. Either way, it's cool those guys can stay on property, keep racing, and we appreciate Billy Hicks for his support. And let's not forget Billy Hicks and Donald McIntosh, last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. That combo. As we continue Dirt Draft Hot Laps, Tyler fastest in this set, James. He was. Trey Mills now first in the 15-second bracket, 15.921. And now Hudson O'Neal, second place finisher last night, 15.534. Man, Huddy had a hot rod late in the going. Just too big of a lead from Jonathan Davenport, and Huddy ended up second.
Track record again set last January by Tyler Bruning. Also won the race. 14.687 is the late model track record here at Golden Isles. Davenport the win, 5 now. Well, Scott Bloomquist was 7. He's the top of the chart of everything, right? Have a Tampa, Lucas Oil, might as well face it, right?
Man.
8 dirt late model dreams, right?
He does.
Josh Richards, 6 wins here. Then Brandon Overton, now Davenport, each with 5. Freddie Smith talked to his son Jeff Smith, who is crewing on Wyatt Coffey's number 2, 604. Got a win at Volusia and Screven, 12 years old.
It's crazy, man. And that kid's good. Next set of cars make their way out. He had bad luck last night. They had an issue with the shaft that goes into the rear end, knocked him out of the program early in the night. Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon, a mere 51 hours away. The Pro Power Racing Engine and Rocket Chassis, Q2I Archery, LNL Lumber Outlet, number 77. And behind him, man, Nodorf just thought he came from a long way away, coming out of Renner, South Dakota. Then he found out somebody's out of Oregon. That drive doesn't seem that bad. There's Blair Nodorf, Snowdrift, the Bargain Barn Motorsports, Bargain Barn Tire Center, Western Provision, Clements Powered Longhorn, the 2-time Tri-State Late Model Series champion, Blair Nodorf.
There's Carson Ferguson, Dean Bowen turning the wrenches on the Hoopah Grading Company. It's going to happen. It might happen tonight. Get that first Lucas Oil win. Him or Brian Shirley.
Yep.
By the way, we are looking for a sponsor, right, for that. The driver, the Dark Horse. Kind of had one, kind of fell through a little bit there. So we're still looking for that. Wayne Castleberry.
The check bounce from Essex Jarrett Logistics.
Yeah, insufficient funds, right, in Essex and Jarrett. But anyway, so we're looking for one. So if there's somebody out there want to sponsor that, that would be for a driver that's never won a Lucas Oil race, and we pick them as a dark horse or their highest finisher. They're going to get a cash award at the banquet. But we got to get a sponsor for that, Dustin.
Let's go pit side to insufficient funds.
Ben is real good at spending our money, James, number one. Number two, kind of a slightly bizarre thing here as we get ready to go green. Benji Hicks, the reason he pulled in, guys, he came out one session early. He's in this hot lap session. Same thing with the 79 of Donald McIntosh. McIntosh is parked down here in the infield. He came out one hot lap session too early.
Hey, as one of my heroes that announced used to say, he's so eager to play race, he came out early. So that's a shout out to Rick Thompson.
Not at all or late, right?
That's right. Well, Jackson Heiss.
That shows you the kind of day we've had, right, so far.
Jackson Heiss also in this set, the 388 out of Ocala, Florida. The Triple Crown Trailers Cummins Powered Longhorn. There's Benji Hicks, the 55. The BHR Fabrication, TK Enterprises Clements Powered Double Nickel. Blair Nodorf, fastest in that set. We do have a Hellraiser Jack's caution, and that may have been, well, survey says what brought that one out. All right,
so again, if there's a sponsor out there, get a hold of Wayne Castleberry, marketing director, Ben, and he'll take care of you and get you all the details. And hey,
you want to sponsor a race car? Come on out. Sponsor a racing series. Come on out.
That's exactly right.
You're right about it. You see Carson Ferguson on your screen. That win's coming. And I tell you what, another driver, a Raleigh Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender, rolling out of turn 4, the number 8 of Dylan McCowan. That young man, former Rookie of the Year with the MLRA Late Model Series, the Sonic, Pomeroy Services, BLC, Transportation, Empire Energy, Scott Bailey Powered Longhorn, number 8, rolling into turn 1. Good to have him on tour this year. And how about Trip Gerald, man? You just never know where Trip is going to show up. And he is out there in Car 4G and the Valvoline race car. Looking for better luck tonight. He just did not have much luck last night out of Versailles, Kentucky. And the 4.6 is Grit and Glory, Durham-powered Rocket XR1.
Saw Jackson Heiss a while ago. The 388 car was the Hunter Front Rookie of the Year a couple years ago. Plans to return to the series for HCF here in 2026. Trip Gerald, yeah, you're right. You never know where he's going to show up at. The University of Kentucky graduate, the Kentucky Wildcats, right? You love that in Tennessee, don't you?
Well, I'm
from Indiana. You're from Tennessee. You got the Wildcats.
I'm a Memphis Tiger graduate, and my whole family's from Arkansas. So we ended up with Kentucky's coach John Calipari at Arkansas. Does that count?
You did. Penny
we had him in Memphis for a while.
Penny Hardaway's still there, right?
Yeah, Penny's still in Memphis. Things aren't so great for us right now. Well, white flag is out. Trip Gerald tripping the clock. Originally fastest Benji Hicks, top of the leaderboard. Now Blair Nodorf, 16.055. And Carson Ferguson, 15.813. Hey, the racetrack's picking up, man. And they're moving into that. We're going to call it the Dustin Jarrett line, the high line of this racetrack. That's where they're getting Dylan McCowan, 15.719. Urbana, Missouri, the shadows of, but ultimately, Carson Ferguson, 15.713. James, we've had 7 different All-Star Performance Fast qualifiers in 8 events. Carson Ferguson has not been one of them. Maybe tonight is the night. A lot of parity in the series to start the year. A lot of different Bill Stein pole sitters, a lot of different All-Star Performance qualifiers. And you see the next wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps rolling out onto the Speedway. And Tell you what, this racetrack, this facility is so nice. It's a beautiful night, and it's exciting to be here.
And as Rigsby said yesterday in his pre-race stuff, the grandstands came from Daytona.
That's right.
Turn 2 at Daytona, of course, the back straightaway, and they, when they downsized a few years ago, so they've got them here. Yeah, it is a fantastic facility. There's plenty of parking, camping in the pit area, so really nice, and the racetrack raced really well here last night. Well, there's a 79 car. I guess the new old driver, right?
That's right.
Donald McIntosh.
Like old times. It's like old times.
It's just like old times. I talked to Billy Hicks and D-Mac in there, and behind the wheel, last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. So it seemed all they did maybe change out the seat.
And the engine, we got a Clements. We had an Eagle Racing engine.
There you
Clements
go.
under the hood.
There you go.
Behind him, welcome to the tour, Brian Shirley, defending Prairie Dirt Classic champion, the Bob Cullen Racing, Hooker Trucking, Thomason Express, Valvoline, Durham-powered Longhorn for Brian Shirley. And Shirley, a heat race winner here last night, currently 11th in the series standings in Car 3S. Behind him, man, a guy that he's got not one, not two, about 10 monkeys on his back. He's going to try to shake him off tonight. Garrett Alberson, one win on the year, came at the Wild West Shootout, the Bragg Properties, Low Voltage Solutions, Bill Sports Shop. And he's in the Ken and Beth Roberts, number 58, the Clements Powered Longhorn for Garrett Alberson.
Also in this group, the defending series champion. There's the number 99 car, 2 wins on the tour this year. Both caution-free victories for Devin Moran at Alltech. And, well, he had one at Alltech and then one at Ocala, right? So in the Big River Steel, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep C&W Trucking entry for Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports Longhorn out of Dresden, Ohio. Should also have the 28 we have Dennis Erb Jr., former Outlaw Series champion, former Dirt Lake Under Dream winner, the McBride Mac. Vomac Truck Sales Rocket. Have the line turning the wrenches, as always, out of Carpentersville, Illinois. Should have Corey Lawler. Is he out there?
Yep, he's right there behind Dennis Erb Jr.
Poncho's Racing Products, Sunoco Race Fuels 93, Ben, out of Hanover, Pennsylvania.
That's all right. This should be the 6th and final wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. They'll head back to the pit area, and then we're going to transition 6:02 Hot Lap qualifying around the corner. And you see right there, Donald McIntosh back in the driver's seat. That's 79 car, the 3S Brian Shirley. He's got a couple of heat race wins so far this year, still trying to get his first ever Lucas Oil win. And we talked about it. This place is given and taken to Brian Shirley. He's had good runs here. And a few years ago, he had a hard flip down the back straightaway. But Brian Shirley, another one of the regulars, of course, your defending series champion. Devin Moran, he's got a Cornet power plant under the hood. That Double Down Motorsports 99 tonight.
Just think if Shepard and Shirley had 2 flat tires at Ocala, where they'd be in the points. Right now, Shepard comes in 4th. Brian Shirley, as you mentioned, in 11th after 5 years with the World of Outlaws. Again, still looking for not only his first Lucas Oil win, but his first Georgia, Florida Speedweeks win. And I thought maybe last night I picked him. Started off good, started on the outside of the front row. Ended up in the top 10 for Bob and Lisa Cullen. That'll do it for for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, Ben.
How about 602 Career Late Models? 21 signed in tonight. They're going to be coming up next. Hot Lap qualifying to be determined if the run heats. I would think they'd run 21. Hot Lap qualifying, lock them in. You see the drone shot high atop Golden Isle Speedway, little cloud bank off to the that'd be the northwest. DJ,
I'm going to make an executive decision. Let's hot lap qualify them and lock them into an A main. Final answer.
Let's go. There you go. All right.
All 21 of them as they're going to be headed out here in a second. So we've got the commissioner of IMCA stock cars here, Dustin Jarrett. Cody Hicken called me the ambassador of the Crown Vic. So what about you? Will you be the 604 representative?
Man, I'm just a mud scraper. It's good, man. We're having a good time tonight.
Ben is the El Presidente of the 606s, actually.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I'm okay at a lot of things, not great at anything. But, I want to say, too, James, it's fun to be up here tonight. And, DJ and I have talked about it. We're over half the schedule this year. The two of us will be joining you. We're like, you know what? Let's do something fun this year. Let's bounce back and forth. So there's going to be some nights where DJ's going to be up here. Some nights going to be in the pits and vice versa. And we're just very lucky race fans to get to do this stuff. So we thought we would switch it up a little bit and have some fun. And the one given is the GOAT. James Essex will always be here on the call. And also the given.
I'll be doing pit reporting, though, for a couple of FloRacing
night in America.
Eldora and Putnamville.
Yeah, Cone Man.
Who had that on your bingo card? Putnamville, right?
How do you feel about pit reporting a Lucas Oil race, James? No, I'm just kidding.
Unacceptable. I veto that.
Have either one of you been to Putnamville?
I have not, but I did talk. DJ has. I have not. I did talk to Tommy Estes yesterday, and he told me the amount of sponsors and people that are stepping up because they've been craving a late model show at Lincoln Park Speedway. We're going to bring that there in September. with FloRacing Night in America.
Of course, Tommy's, the USAC is running it, right?
Well,
Tommy's running it.
He
Tommy.
did. And back in the day when I went full-time in racing, when I quit being an engineer, Tommy was my boss. I was the announcer for the American Sprint Car Series. So that was back in 2011.
Wow.
The world's come full circle.
15 years ago. Well, you know what, Putnamville, they in 1985, they brought back USAC late models. Of course, you remember USAC late models from back in the day.
Billy Moyer, former champion.
Yeah. Guess who won the first race back in 1985?
Man, I feel like that's going to be
the racing auctioneer Charlie Sentman. Been a while, about 15 years, yeah.
So again, 602 late models tonight. They're going to come out for hot lap qualifying. I am rest assured. I tell you what, while we're doing that, what I was going to say, the other thing you've got to give in, we have a lot of great content on FloRacing. Tiffany, throw me up there Brett Deo's Short Track Super Series, if you will. Upcoming events. The Speed Showcase at the Palace of Port Royal Speedway, the Speed Palace, March 13th and 14th. Bridgeport Motorsports Park, March 22nd. The 60 over special, that race, I have to get to the bottom of how that one's named. Short Track Super Series at Bedford, the sprawling half mile, March 29th. Then King of Spring at Lebanon Valley Speedway, May 21st. Fast Cars and Freedom, Brookfield Fairgrounds, May 24th. We'll have all of the Short Track Super Series here on FloRacing this year. And of course, as part of the Brett Deo promotions, we also have Fonda Speedway. Tiffany, give me cars. Let's look at the cars' upcoming schedule. Dale Earnhardt. Scratch that. We're going to go into qualifying. We'll talk about that later, as we got a lot going on with cars east and west. But right now, we got cars coming out. This is 602 crate late model qualifying, 21 entries. Alan McKinney, the first qualifier of the 52 out of Jacksonville, Florida. The three of Bruce Collins Jr., the Racing Collins out of Brunswick, Georgia, and John Marshall Pursley, the 9P out of Clover, South Carolina.
Well, there's the 52 car, Alan McKinney. You mentioned him, of course, out of Jacksonville, Florida, in the 52 car. That is the Russell Brown Race Cars entry, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Landscape Concepts on the side of that car. The three, that is Bruce Collins Jr. He mentioned him out of Brunswick, Georgia. He's at a Russell Brown Race Car entry, H&R Racing Engine under the hood. City Market Packing out of Brunswick, Georgia. J.D. Moore Oil and Diversified Fabrication and Erectors sponsor the 3 junior car, Bruce Collins Jr. And in the 9P car, it'll be John Marshall Pursley. He comes to us out of Clover, South Carolina, the Longhorn, Kenny Lamb Racing Engines, JP Environmental, Farmers Service Center, A10 Construction, Pursley Grading, Snap-On by Brooks, GTS by Danny, and Clover Racing Transmission sponsor John Marshall Pursley.
Hey, James, real quick, behind him going into turn number 1, is that Doug Dodd out of Cambridge, Ohio in the yellow number 12?
No, but it's Caleb Gay. He's out of Dublin, Georgia. Good call there, the Rocket, 441 Speed Shop and Fab. And also sponsored by Rick's Glass, number 12. There's the 7 car. That's driven by Sean Pritchard. Sean Pritchard in the 7 car. He comes to us out of Rincon, Georgia in the Rocket Extreme Racing and Free Aerodynamic Aviation Elite Marine Team, Black Magic Graphics, Crossroads RV Rentals, Ron's Electric Service, and Crown Nutrition sponsor the 7 there of Sean Pritchard. You got your timing and scoring up, Ben Shelton.
I got him. Let's let it eat. All right, so this will, as far as we know, it's going to set the feature lineup. We may have heats. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, well, we've got 6
21
cars.
of them, so we'll put them, well, we got 22, actually. The 01 is here, Ben Lanford.
That's right. Well, Caleb Gay, lap 1, 17.850. Time to beat. Sean Pritchard, a 17.910. Second, then it's Whitworth, McKinney, and Collins, and Pursley. That's how they line up. Oh, scratch that. As that was the running order. How about a little best lap action coming at you? John Pursley, the time to beat, 17.297. Then it's Gay, Pritchard, Collins, McKinney, and Whitworth. So John Marshall Pursley, the Clover, South Carolina driver, the 9P, 17.265. That is the time to beat at Sunoco Racefield's Checkered Flag Waves. The first wave of 602 late model hot laps, and it's Caleb Gay with a 17.709, Sean Pritchard 17.844, Bruce Collins Jr. 18.102, Whitworth with an 18.628, and McKinney an 18.729. So time to beat, James. John Pursley, the South Carolina racer, 17.265.
You did good on that.
Hey, man. We can do this. We got this.
602, 604s will be joining us tomorrow night. Hey, $2,000 to win for the Crown Vics.
That's right.
Tomorrow night, Ben.
That's right. There's going to be some
Can't wait for that.
missing municipalities having missing police cars the next couple of days.
Brody Collins got everything
I love that dude.
but the confetti gun.
I love
Yeah,
it. Hey,
he
I
got
was
the
told
backdrop.
tomorrow night they're going to get the confetti gun. Rick
do it.
Schwally told me that. Confetti, and we're going to smoke them in the cockpit. They're going to be sitting, and then we're just going to light it up with confetti.
All right, the next group on the track, there's the 7L car. That'll be Jordan Lockhart. He comes to us out of Brunswick, Georgia, the Barry Wright Icon, H&R Racing Engines in the Gravely Mowers, Southern Hardware, Spartan Cargo, number 7. Also on the track, the 23 car. And that driver, I love this name, Cade Hunkapiller, right? Hunkapiller.
Nobody else in his class had the same name. I can tell you
No,
that
he
for a
did not.
fact.
He is out of, Hunkapiller is out of Douglas, Georgia. He's in a track star for Mike Boland. Does he still build? Does he build those?
They build the stock cars. I don't know if they do the late models anymore.
Donnie Durrance Power Plant Unlimited, Carter Thompson Incorporated Insurance, Cade Hunkapiller Racing, Outlaw Super Center, Backwoods Accessories, and Backwoods Thermal Drone, and yes,
I love everything about
recovery, thermal drone, and recovery.
from the racing Hunkapillars.
That's right. The 10 car there is that Griffin Smith. That is
Yes.
the younger. Is he
Georgia.
the younger brother or the older brother to
Younger.
Garrett?
Younger.
Griffin Smith out of Georgia, the Rocket, DJ's Performance Engine under the hood, Terminal and Construction. Also, the world famous Cadillac Ranch Atlanta Paving and Concrete and Seaward Life Insurance car. Behind him, the 17J. That'll be Griffin Jones. Griffin Jones comes to us out of Rhine, Georgia, in the 17J car. Is that everybody?
I think so. The time to beat a 17.265 from John Marshall Pursley. When you drop those 3 names out there, you know you're going to be fast. And Ronnie Van Zandt.
John Pursley, this is dad, right? And then you got Johnny Pursley. And again, Ross Bales will be in the 604 here tomorrow night. He won a race. There's the 86 car. Give him a shout out here in this group of hot laps. He's in the Michael Trotter Hot Lap qualifying out of Monroe, Georgia. Michael Trotter in a black diamond chassis, Bishop engine and machine under the hood, Leadfoot diesel performance bin, and Leadfoot mulching and grading, Orange State recovery, or Orange State towing and recovery, and Mega Side by Side sponsor the 86.
Well, mega fast is Cass Fowler. He's second on the board. Always one to watch here at Golden Isles behind only John Marshall Pursley. Now Jordan Lockhart, top of the leaderboard, 17.257. Scratch that. Griffin Smith, the Eaton, Georgia driver. He went to the top. Scratch that. How about your first 16-second lap of the night? Griffin Jones, 16.933. The Rhine, Georgia driver, top of the board in the 17J. He's right there on your screen coming at you. The Jason Fast Loop Kart number 17. Good field of these 602s tonight, James. They're chasing Griffin Jones. Time to beat 16.933. Then it's Griffin Smith, Jordan Lockhart, John Marshall Pursley, Cass Fowler, and Bruce Collins Jr., Caleb Gay, Sean Pritchard, Cade Hunkapiller, and Cody Whitworth. That is your top 10 right now. Time to beat Griffin Jones, 16.933.
Cass Fowler, Ben out of Woodstock, Georgia, the Longhorn Hunt Racing Engine, Tucker Grading and Hauling, Bobby Lashley Corporation, Landrum Tires, WD Hauling. Also, Pee Wee's Wrecker Service, Jerry Fowler Plumbing, Adams Grading, and Celebrate Cleaning. Your next group of cars on the track, there's the youngster, the 12, as we go back to the 2 car. That is Wyatt Coffey out of Waynesboro, Virginia, the Longhorn Hendren Racing Engine entry. He is sponsored by Bradley's Trucking, WP Racing Shocks, Amanda Enterprises, United Tire and Auto, Arbor Life, Professional Tree Care, R&M Automotive, Todd Reynolds, JWR Services, Paynes Enterprises, and Jeff Smith, the crew chief on that car. In the 3 car, that is that 3 Junior or 3? That's 3. Yes, that is Phil Pittman. Vidalia, Georgia, Ben.
He's going to be fast.
Rocket 441 Racing Engine, the Pittman Consulting and Design, CMG Race Cars entry, and the 1 car. That's Kenny Schrader, right? He's in the Rocket car.
That's right. Golden Isle Speedway.
Golden Isle Speedway, 3 Oaks Steak and Seafood, and Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop. Sponsor the veteran 70-year-old Kenny Schrader in car number 1. The KB, that is Kerry King out there out of Delmar, Delaware. The Warrior Race Car, Race 1 engine, K&B Auto, used cars and trucks, K&B Auto. And there is there's number 10. That is Carly Bennett. Carly Bennett in car number 10. She comes to us out of Waycross, Georgia. And she is in the Longhorn, H&R Racing Engine, Bennett Construction, A&N Automotive, Sparks Designs, Southern Electric, and Garrett Taylor Photography sponsor Carly Bennett. Again, there's Kerry King. By the way, Kerry King told me he's going to have an open motor car this year. And he will be in Georgetown, Delaware there at the end of April for the Lucas Oil Late
back.
Model Series race.
The KB. Well, Griffin Jones still the time to beat, but Wyatt Coffey second on the board. Then it's Phil Pittman third, Griffin Smith fourth, Jordan Lockhart fifth. Wyatt Coffey does not improve on lap 2. He's second quick, 500th behind Griffin Jones. But we got a new fast qualifier. I warned you about him. Phil Pittman out of Vidalia, Georgia, the 3 to the top of the board. 16.922. That's the time to beat here in 6:02 qualifying with 4 drivers left. Griffin Jones second, Wyatt Coffey third, Griffin Smith fourth, Kerry King fifth, and Carly Bennett, Jordan Lockhart, John Marshall Pursley. That's Johnny Pursley's son. Got to the bottom of that one, too. Big John's his granddad. Cass Fowler, and then Bruce Collins Jr. That's your top 10. 4 drivers left, time to beat. Phil Pittman in the 3P, a 16.922 on the provisional pole here tonight.
And you got more family coming out. Also, the 14T, that will be driven by Tristan Kinchin. He's out of Brunswick, Georgia's dad, Brad Kinchin, in the 11S. Out of Brunswick, Georgia, there is Brad Kinchin. He's in the Rocket HR Racing Engines, Brad's Construction Company, ML Motorsports, Coffee Electric, Cook's Automotive. Also sponsored by Air Concepts, Heating and Air, and Pittman Consulting and Design on that number 11. Also, there is his son. That is the 14 car, Tristan Kinchin. He's in the Rocket with an HR Racing engine. Bert Herron Construction, Brad's Construction Company, ML Motorsports, Tire House, Coffee Electric, Miller Construction, number 14. Also in this final group of hot laps with the 604 should be Andy Dixon, the 57 car. He's out of Blackshear, Georgia. There he is right there on cue. And the 43 car out of Blackshear, Georgia, that is John Strickland. And the 01, is he out there? Ben Lanford. Ben Lanford in the 01 car. He's in the Excel chassis, 441 Racing Engine, Rossi Oil Company, Lanford and Company, Top Notch Customs, LCI Trucking, Osteen Performance, number 01 on cue into turn 1. Final group of hot lap qualifying for the 604 late models.
Yeah, time to beat again. Pittman with a 16.922, man. When you come to Georgia, you know the Pittmans are going to be tough. And living up to the billing, you see on your screen, cart number 11. That is Brad Kitchen trying to get to the top of the leaderboard. Last set of 602 late model qualifying, All-Star Performance Super Late Model qualifying coming up next.
Again, they run tonight, and then they run Saturday night, right? So 602, 604 Saturday night. Crown Vics will run tonight and tomorrow night for that 2K to win.
Yeah, right now nobody cracking the top 10 in this one. John Strickland, 15th fastest in the 43 car. Brad Kitchen, there you go, 10th fastest. Brad Kitchen in car 11S. 16th fastest for Tristan Kitchen. Strickland will stay 13th. As that is going to wrap things up. So here's how we're going to have the rundown. 602 qualifying. Your fast qualifier tonight, Phil Pittman out of Vidalia, Georgia, 16.922. Then 2nd through 10th will look like this. Griffin Jones, Wyatt Coffey, Griffin Smith, Kerry King, Carly Bennett, Jordan Lockhart, John Marshall Pursley, Cass Fowler, and Brad Kitchen. That's your top 10. We're going to step aside really fast when we come back. We're going to have All-Star Performance qualifying for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Golden Isle Speedway. Veland Winter Nationals, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. All-Star Performance Qualifying coming up next. Group A and B. Group A will make up heat races 1 and 2. Those lineups. Groups B will make up heat races 3 and 4. Hey, our buddy Kevin Kovac and Christy Hicks, all kinds of people, they got me lined down on the Short Track Super Series. The 60 over special at Bridgeport with the Short Track Super Series is the Doug Hoffman Memorial. Big block star from Allentown, PA. Passed away in 2012. His car number was 60 over. And James, that is your fun fact for the night.
Very good.
James.
Any more drivers changes before we start qualifying?
I hope not, because All-Star Performance Qualifying is underway. First 3 drivers making their way out.
Here we go. To be the 5W car, the first qualifier band out of Middleburg, Florida. That'll be Mark Whitener. He's in the Southern Ship Repair, Ocala Restaurant Supply, Jet Concrete Works, Baker Farms, ML Motorsports. Cody Jet, the crew chief on the Longhorn Pro Power, followed by Max Blair with his dad, Robbie Blair, the crew chief. The Brad Spochaz. That is the Riggs Fiber, Virgili Iron and Steel, Murphy's Logging, C&J Dairy, Creekside Auto Sales. Upstate Auto Group, Andy's Towing, Lakeside Auto Body, and Dallin Murray, the Quality Services, Stealth Oil, Bruning Rock Products, Murray Farms, Brown's Heavy Equipment, AK Race Cars, Clements, for Skyline Motorsports. He's out of Chelsea, Iowa.
Mark Whitener, lap 1, 15.383. Time to beat Max Blair, 15.871. Second quick now, Dallin Murray, 15.743. It's Whitener, the Florida driver. Time to beat lap 2, a little bit better, 15.307 for Mark Whitener. Time to beat Max Blair, second fastest, 15.617. Dallin Murray, and he won Proven State third fastest, 15.687. Time to beat the Magic Man, Mark Whitener, 15.307.
Next trio, Ben, will be the 10 car, former Dirt Track World Champion. The number 10 out of Madison, Georgia, that'll be Garrett Smith. He is in the Scott Smith, Mossy Pond, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, the world's famous Cadillac Ranch, Chase Motorsports, Stanley Painting, Will Mosley Music, that's a Longhorn Vic Hill, Joe Matthew, the crew chief on that car, followed by Ross Robinson, his wife Amanda Robinson, turn to the wrenches on the Dutch Star Motorsports, Rocket Clements, Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, Wesley Collins Builders, Delmarva Hydraulics, Georgetown Speedway, ML Joseph Sand and Gravel, and the 16 car, that'll be Cody Overton. He's out of Thompson, Georgia, the Skyline Motorsports, AK Race Cars, Clements, Truck Country, Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, Brown's Heavy Equipment, Olsen Explosive, Murdy Farms, Zach Hawk is Vic, right?
Yep, let's go with it.
Let's go with it.
Let's go with it.
Cody Overton.
Cody Overton on cue, second fastest, 15.545. Garrett Smith, fifth fastest, 15.782. Ross Robinson, sixth fastest, 15.961. And now Overton will stay second fastest. Garrett Smith, fourth fastest. Ross Robinson, seventh. And that's how they'll run down, and then sixth fastest.
See the 49 car, 3-time series champion. He's within 1 of Scott Bloomquist on the all-time win list. It'll be Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. He's in the Lance and Darla Anders, Double M Motorsports, Ace Duran, AC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Corey Phosphid, the crew chief on the Longhorn Cornet, followed by the 20 RT. Another former series champion out of Chandler, Arizona, that is Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Kohler Motorsports, Bobby and Jessica Kohler owned. Hoker Trucking, Knights Companies, Capital Way Certified Inspection, Strange Oval, Longhorn Clements, Anthony Burrows, the crew chief on the 20 RT, and Michael Leach, the Paul Leach Longhorn Durham. He's out of Sun River, Montana, the Despots, Willow Ranch, out of Sheep Creek, Montana. Low and Bro Motorsports sponsor the 09, Michael Leach.
Davenport, last night's feature winner, second quick, 15.527 for the 49 car. Meanwhile, Thornton now, he's second quick, 15.365 for Ricky Thornton Jr. Lap number 1, Michael Leach, that's a good one. Third fastest, 15.384. Davenport fourth after lap 1. Now Davenport second fastest, 15.312. And Ricky Thornton Jr., top of the leaderboard. Last night's All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier, 14.931. Right now, Thornton right at 4/10 better than anybody, and he's the time to beat in the 20 RT.
Well, the 22 car coming up next. He was last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts runner-up in the Rookie of the Year standings out of Earlham, Iowa, Daniel Hilsebeck. Tristan Vesterby, the crew chief on the Capital Clements, Manning Chiropractic, 22 Enterprises, Big Deal Car Care, Alley Automotive, Hilsebeck Farms, Wolfmark Roofing, followed by Brandon Shepard, Danny White, the crew chief on the Mark Richards Racing, Valvoline, Soybert Calf Ranches, Ace Metalworks, Performance Grading, Petro Towing, Franklin Enterprises, Sunoco Race Fuels, Gunners, Honey Styles, Marine and Maintenance, Collin Brothers Towing, Rocket Durham, followed by Brendan Smith, Brett Carroll, the crew chief on the Rocket, J. Dickens, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Big Daddy's Cattle, Mercantile by Miller, Wicks Filters, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, DriveBarstow.com. for Colton Miller, JCM Motorsports.
Brandon Shepard, fifth fastest, 15.403. Daniel Hilsebeck, 12th fastest. Brendan Smith of 15.410, sixth fastest. Lap 2. And Daniel Hilsebeck, seventh fastest, 15.526. He picks it up on lap 2. Brandon Shepard He faster, he'll stay 5th fastest, 15.403. And Brandon Smith, 6th fastest. So Brandon Shepard, 5th fastest. Brendan Smith, 6th fastest. And 7th, Daniel Hilsebeck. They go 5, 6, 7. Still Ricky Thornton Jr. have a time to beat of 14.931.
Behind the wheel of 15K tonight for Bruce Kane Racing, it'll be Corey Hedgecock. Corey Hedgecock out of Loudon, Tennessee. In the M&M Painting, Budweiser Morley, ABC Supply Company, Granite Grading and Hauling Certainty, Langenfelder Mechanical, All About Doors, Rocket Clements. Followed by the 11 out of Crittenden, Kentucky. It'll be Josh Rice. Josh Rice of the James F. Glenwood Electric, MC Tank, Reichs Excavating and Plumbing, Chain Locker, NGL Auto Sales, Berea Collision, JRR Trucking, JRR Motor Sales, Randall Edwards, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, Brock Pinkerus, Russ King, the crew chief on the Paul Pinkerus, BDK Construction, Shackleton Auto and Truck, 209 Storage, Outlaw Speedway, Dundee, New York, Flammer Mechanical, and Bobtown, USA in Pine Bush, New York.
That's right. Well, Corey Hedgecock, 14th fastest. Brock Pinkerus, 15th fastest. Josh Rice was 13th on lap 1. Josh Rice will be 13th on lap 2. Josh Rice's best lap of 15.726. Hedgecock's best lap of 15.789. And Pinkerus' best lap of 15.971. It's Josh Rice 13th, Corey Hedgecock 14th, Pinkerus 15th, all chasing Ricky Thornton Jr. with 5 cars remaining.
5th in the points. Up next will be the 6th car out of Jupiter, Florida. That'll be Clay Harris. Clay Harris, Cameron Magali, the crew chief on the Wilkerson Farms Impact Electrical, National Fragile X Foundation, Done Right Construction, Florida Peanut Federation, Growers Irrigation, Universal Cabling Systems, Longhorn Scott Bailey, followed by Ross Bales, the Brian Nettle, Double Nickel Clements out of Clover, South Carolina, Morningwood Lumber and Hardware. Also, Shamrock Visual Solutions, Elite Marine, Bales Construction, Vance Tire and Automotive, and Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, and Ethan Dotson, the ASD Motorsports entry. He's out of Bakersfield, California, the Longhorn Clements, Jarrett Rifles, Taco Johns, Brad Ben Trucking, and Contracting Services out of Aiken, South Carolina. Sponsor Ethan Dotson.
Ross Bell's 9th fastest. Ethan Dotson, 15th fastest. Clay Harris, lap 2, 13th fastest. Lap number 2 for Ross Bell. He'll stay 9th. Clay Harris will stay 13th. Let's see if Dotson picks it up. He was 16th on lap 1. And Ethan Dotson, 16th fastest, 15.732. The best lap for Dotson. Clay Harris's best lap, good enough for 13th, 15.705. And Ross Bell's 15.554, 9th fastest. Handful of drivers left in Group A.
2 more, Ben. It'll be the 76 car. Looking for his 6th win here at Golden Honors in his career. That'll be Brandon Overton. Brandon Overton currently 3rd in the Lucas Oil Points. He's out of Evans, Georgia. In the Scott Riggs, Riggs Motorsports, Budweiser, Garnto Southern, Riggs Fiber, Muscle Factory, Harco Construction, Big Dog Stump and Tree, RW Powell, Dude Wipes, Longhorn Clements, Ryder Cantilla, the crew chief on 76, Trent Ivey out of Union, South Carolina, the Brian Ridgway, Train Chassis with the Vic Hill, Palmetto, Poland Piling, BT Energy, Ridgway Electric, the Badger Rental Service, and HST Shocks, hello Shocks, sponsor Trent Ivey.
Track slowing down. Brandon Overton only 18th fastest, 15.833. Meanwhile, Trent Ivey, 14th fastest, the little head knocker getting it done, 15.705. Overton right up against the concrete off of turn number 4. We'll see if he picks it up on lap 2. He's 18th on lap 1, 2nd fastest. There was so much for the track dropping off. 15.264. Brandon Overton 2nd fastest. And Trent Ivey 3rd fastest. 15.283. So Brandon Overton, Trent Ivey wholesale pickup on lap 2. They'll go 2nd and 3rd for Overton and Ivey. But your
so
fastest
much for slowing down.
That's right. Your fastest qualifier, Ricky Thornton Jr., 14.931. 3/10 better than anybody, James. The only driver in the 14-second bracket. He was last night's All-Star Performance Fast qualifier. Then it's Overton, Ivey, Whitener, Davenport, Leach, Shepard, Smith, Hilsebeck. As we now pivot, this is All-Star Performance Group B. First 3 are who, James?
The first 3, it'll be Trey Mills, the 14 car. He's out of St. Augustine, Florida. Colton Blair, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, Hilla Mills Concrete. Also Coleman Farms Racing, 14, followed by Fast Freddie Carpenter. In the C4 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, the Kryptonite. Leonardtown Ford, Witts Mobile Home Movers, Joy Construction. Overhead Door, Conley Trucking, Fights Farms, Gates Trucking, DCNS Logistics, Kent's Transmission, Casey's All-American Pool Company. Followed by the 40B, currently 6th in the points, it'll be Kyle Bronson. Kyle Bronson in the KBM of Brandon, out of Brandon, Florida, the Rocket Clements, Race Car Engineering, LTX Home Builders, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, All Geyer Performance, Atomic Music Group, Lucas Oil, Borchers Equipment, Angry Elephant Tattoos, Donnie Birdwell, the crew chief on the 40B.
Trey Mills 15.519 for his first lap. Time to beat. Freddie Carpenter 2nd fastest, 15.724. Kyle Bronson now second fastest, 15.523. Lap 2 for Trey Mills, the St. Augustine, Florida driver. It's better, 15.339. Lap 2 for Freddie Carpenter. He'll stay third fastest. Lap 1 was his best lap. And Kyle Bronson, lap 2 is better. He'll stay second fastest, 15.480. Trey Mills, the early time to beat in Group B, 15.339.
I'm next to current Midwest Sheet Metal points leader in Lucas Oil Series. 3 wins here this year in the series, 7 overall. It'll be Hudson O'Neal out of Martinsville, Indiana. The Todd and Vicky Brooks, SSI Motorsports, Big River Steel, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, O'Neal Salvage and Recycling, Lineal Contracting, Beam and Lumber, 7 Spurs Ranch, also Indiana USSSA Fast Pitch Softball. Jason Durham, the crew chief on 71, the Longhorn with a Clements, right? Tyler, the number 1 New Waverly, Texas, the best performance, Rocket Clements, Langenfelder Mechanical, Coles County Speedway, Sunoco Race Fuels, Roberts B Company, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Jaden Frame, Rick's Motorsports, Rick's Fiber, Gateway Tire and Auto, Best One Tire, United Truck Driving School, Longhorn Clements.
Well, round 1, Tyler Erb fastest in that set. Second fastest, 15.340. Hudson O'Neal, third fastest, 15.359. Frame was 6th fastest. Huddy won't improve. He'll stay third fastest. Turbo, lap 2. He does not improve, 15.340. Still good enough for second. And Jaden Frame, 5th fastest. So it's Trey Mills, Tyler Erb, Hudson O'Neal. That's your top 3. Then it's Kyle Bronson, Jaden Frame, and Freddie Carpenter, 6 in the books. Next set, making their way up.
Still Thornton 14.9310. It'll be the 60 car, currently 10th on the points out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. That'll be Dan Ebert. Dan Ebert and the James Trantino and Collins Brothers Towing of St. Cloud, Minnesota. The Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Ames Oil, Christensen Group Insurance, Jeff McGee, the crew chief on the Rocket Durham, followed by Blair Nodorf and the Troy Nodorf, Longhorn Clements, Bargain Bar and Tire Center, Western Provisions, Grandpa Pins Ranch, Asphalt Pros, Millennium Real Estate, Glanzer Trucking, Howe Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, and Benji Hicks, the Double Nickel Clements on the Mount Airy, North Carolina, BHR 55 Fabrication, T&K Enterprises, Stack Products, Coleman Farms Racing, Excess Batteries 55.
Ebert 6th fastest, Nodorf 8th fastest. Lap 1, Benji Hicks 9th fastest. So Dan Ebert a 15.523 on lap number 1. Lap number 2, it's better. 15.473. He'll be 4th fastest. Lap 1 for Nodorf. He was 8th fastest. He'll stay there with a 15.756. And Benji Hicks 9th fastest, 15.880. So Dan Ebert 4th. Nodorf 8th, Hicks 9th, still chasing Trey Mills, 15.339.
Jackson Ice up next, Ben, the 380s out of Ocala, Florida. He is Jason Fitzgerald's the crew chief for the Longhorn Clements, Triple Crown Trailers, Quality Services Roofing, Herbert Graphics, Down to Earth Trailers, followed by the 4G out of Versailles, Kentucky. That'll be Trip Gerald and the Tom Gerald Valvoline, 4.6's Grit and Glory, Sunoco Race Fuels, Budapest Transmission, Rocket Durham, followed by Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon, to the 77 L&L Lumber, QTI Archery, Beaver State Plastics, Quadell Enterprises, Far West Tire Factory, Three Rivers Casino Resort, Harry Race Pharmacy, and Royal Jones Mesilla Valley Transportation, Rocket Pro Power 77.
Jackson High 7th fastest, Trip Gerald 11th fastest. Preston Luckman now 11th fastest, 16.191. Lap 2, Jackson Heights. Lap 1 was his best, a 15.515. He's 7th fastest. Lap number 2 for Trip Gerald, looking to improve on a 16.268. He will not do so. He was the 12th fastest. Preston Luckman, he will improve, 15.844, his best lap. So Preston Luckman 10th fastest, Trip Gerald 12th, Jackson Heights 7th.
It's still Mills, Erb, Tyler Erb, Hudson O'Neal, Dan Ebert here in Group B, which will be heats 3 and 4 tonight. Up next will be the 8 car out of Urbana, Missouri. That is Dylan McCowan. Dylan McCowan, he's in the Midwest Sheet Metal, BLC Transportation, Sonic, America's Drive-In, Empire Energy, Pomeroy Services, Mel Hamilton Ford. That's a Longhorn with a Scott Bailey, followed by Carson Ferguson, Dean Bowen, the crew chief. On the Paler Motorsports, Supal Grading Company, Coleman Farms Racing, Triple Electric, Solidified Concrete and Floor Solutions, Buddy's Wrecker, Mattman Designs, Pro Fabrication, Pilot Risk Management Consulting, Longhorn Clemenson in the 79 car. That'll be Donald McIntosh, the Billy Hicks Racing, Longhorn Clements, H&H Auto Sales, Sunoco Race Fuel, Swiss Spring, 79 for last year's Rookie of the Year.
Carson Ferguson 8th fastest, Dylan McCowan 9th fastest, Donald McIntosh 12th fastest, Carson Ferguson 15.603, his best lap on lap 1. Meanwhile, Dylan McCowan shoots up to 4th, 15.422. Carson Ferguson, quick time in this group of 15.294 for Carson Ferguson. Donald McIntosh 10th. So McIntosh 10th fastest in this group. Dylan McCowan 5th, and fastest overall in this group, Carson Ferguson 15.294.
Up next to 2 Illini veterans. It'll be the 3S out of Chatham, Illinois. That'll be Brian Shirley, the Bob and Lisa Cullen, Thomason Express, Hoker Trucking, all All-Star Performance, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, Cheap Cars, J&J Gaming, J&E Construction, Longhorn Durham, Anthony Martin, the crew chief on 3S, Dennis Herb Jr., Heather Line, turning the wrenches, The Rocket, Clements, McBride, Macville, Mac Truck Sales, Kaiser, PRC, Fox Shocks, Riveted Party Store, Dundee, Heating and Air Conditioning, and Garrett Alberson. Zach Houston, the crew chief of the Roberts Racing, Brack Enterprises, Sunoco Race Fuels, Low Voltage Solution, Bill Sport Shop, Romer Machine, Sims Family Racing, Messiah Village Transportation, Mitchell Ranch, Hagen Farms, Longhorn Clements, 58, Ben.
Brian Shirley, 11th fastest. Dennis Herb Jr., 16th fastest. Now Garrett Alberson shoots up to 6th fastest, 15.430, the best of this trio on lap number 1. Lap number 2, Brian Shirley, he'll move up, 7th fastest, 15.445. Dennis Herb Jr. stays 17th, 15.962. Alberson not improving on lap 2, but still good enough for 6th fastest, 15.430. So Alberson 6th, Shirley 7th, Dennis Herb Jr. 17th. 2 to go, James.
Out of the 40 entries, there you go. To be the 99, the defending series champion, currently second in the points. That'll be Devin Moran. He's out of Dresden, Ohio. He is in the Rogers Cellars, Double Down Motorsports, Big River Steel, Millwood Plumbing, C&W Trucking, Phillips CPA, Bomag, Hal Holland Haskell's, CarSourceAuto.com, Anthony's Pizza, Hazen Services, McHugh Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, Elliott Farms, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Longhorn, Chuck Kimball, the crew chief on 99, Corey Lawler with his father, Poncho Lawler, the crew chief. He's in the Longhorn Pro Power out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Poncho's Racing Products. Creekside Auto Sales, Sunoco Race Fuels, 93, your final 2 of the night.
Time to beat in this group. Carson Ferguson, 15.294. Lap number 1, Devin Moran, 13th fastest, 15.570. Corey Lawler, lap 1, 18th fastest, 15.892. Final lap, final 2 qualifiers of the night. Also Performance Group B. Devin was 13th on lap 1. Devin will be 5th on lap 2, 15.421. Meanwhile, Corey Lawler, lap number 2, he'll stay 18th, 15.981. So Corey Lawler, 18th fastest. Devin Moran, 5th fastest. Quick time and also Performance Group B, Carson Ferguson, 15.294. Then it's Trey Mills, Tyler Erb, Hudson O'Neill, Devin Moran, Dylan McCowan, Garrett Alberson, Brian Shirley, Dan Ebert, and Kyle Bronson. But how about it? For the second night in a row, your fast time overall in All-Star Performance qualifying with a lap of 14.931. The only driver in the 14-second bracket tonight, Ricky Thornton Jr., the Knights Companies, Bill Stein, Hooker Trucking, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste, Certified Inspection Services, Sunoco Coleman Farms, Midwest Sheet Metal, Hoosier Tire, Strange Oval, Dini Outside Services, number 20 RT, Cornet Powered Longhorn, DJ, back-to-back nights. And tonight, it's worth 10 bonus points, which, hey, could be really important come October.
Hey, you never know, absolutely, as we've seen that a lot with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So Ricky Thornton Jr., 3/10 faster than anybody else in Group A and All-Star Performance Time Trials. He's on the pit bike, going to make his way out here to grab a word with us for the second night in a row and for the second time this season with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He's going to come out here and grab the All-Star Performance hat. Hey, man, looking pretty slick in that new Jet Racing fire suit right there. All right, yeah, I think you know what the question is going to be already. Quick time last night, all right? You dropped back to 4th in your heat race. What do you have to do tonight, or what did you learn last night in order to keep that 20 RT up front in tonight's heat race and in the A main?
I just need to do a better job, just plain and simple. I feel like our stuff's been good. I just made a lot of dumb mistakes. I think last night was probably another one there in the heat race. I heard JD next to me, so then I ran a little bit harder, and then once he went by me, I didn't move down like I needed to. And then once Brandon got next to me, I'm like, all right, he's going to slide me. Well, he didn't slide me, so I let Brandon Smith get by. I just did a bad job last night overall. Obviously, we got a fast car to be up here 2 nights in a row. I felt like my second lap was a little sketchy in 3 and 4, but sometimes that's what you got to do to put yourself in the right position. So hopefully we can roll out this heat race and be good. I think JD is behind me, so if as long as I just don't let him by, I think we'll be okay.
All right, we've had enough driver changes here tonight. You're not going to replace yourself. Ricky Thornton Jr., ladies and gentlemen, is your All-Star Performance Quick Qualifier here tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Well, there you go. Ricky Thornton Jr. back-to-back fast qualifying awards, All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier. And again, last night, a non-points night. Tonight is, and that's 10 points. And, of course, Carson Ferguson, James, we talked about. He could be the 95th different winner in series history. He was quick time at All-Star Performance Group B. James, this is what we came for, though.
Late breaking news.
Late on me.
2 more Crown Vics are entered here tonight.
So we're up to 35.
35 Crown Vics. They're getting ready for that 2K to win tomorrow. How many will we have tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, we got to survive tonight. to
Yeah,
get to
the
tomorrow.
local Glenn County Police Station better look out because there may
Look
be.
at them. Look at these fire-breathing monsters sitting over there in the
Well, there's the 12 car, the winner here last night.
He told me if he won
Yep.
tonight, you and DJ had to get mullets.
Had to do what?
Had to get mullets. You had to get the same, business in the front, party in the back, the same haircut he had. Brody told me, DJ, did he not
Have
say
you
that?
seen my hair? Those days are way behind me, my friend.
Well,
All right.
they're rolling out, James. Well, again, we got 35 of these ground
Are
pounders
you ready
here
for this?
tonight.
Are you
I am
ready?
Ready. Lay it on me, brother.
We don't have two groups. We got them all in one
We
group,
got
right?
one big. I hope the track doesn't drop off. I mean, 35 of them. Here we go.
All right. It is the. They're not going to come out in order, apparently, are they?
No, why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
We're gonna do this. Hey, Chad Starner, power plant number 2 out.
Well, Chad Sterner, he's out of Lake City, Florida.